Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am now a Watson main with a big brain, here to help you up your game, and today I'm going to help you teach the tools you need to help master the overall recoil of the R99. This guide is to help for both console and PC, as the recoil pattern is the same. If you find this video helpful, use code Dazs at checkout for a discount at G Fuel and DX Racer. And for a limited time only, the code for G Fuel is actually 30% off, so definitely appreciate your support. Also, leaving a thumbs up also helps as well. But let's get to helping you. So real quick, I'm going to cover the basics of the R99 and how FOV does not impact recoil and how recoil pattern is always consistent. If you have this covered, I'm going to put a timestamp on screen so we get to the nitty-gritty details for those advanced users. This covers right away just the recoil pattern and just seeing it and overall breaking it down. Every guide covering various guns in Apex, I really want this brief overview as it's vital to learning recoil and improving your aim. So let's start with the real quick basics. The R99 is a light submachine gun that deals 11 damage per shot and currently has the following mag sizes from Season 4. 20 without a mag, 22 Tier 1, 24 Tier 2, and of course 27 Tier 3. The iron sights look different on some of the skins, obviously with the ADS that they're visually different, so it's important to keep in mind the skins that you're using. If you prefer a certain skin, by all means use it. This is just a strong suggestion, as the iron sight is obviously much clearer on this skin than other skins. Now let's cover FOV, aim sensitivities, and impact on your aim and recoil. Note that when you ADS, your sensitivity does change. You can change your sensitivity based on sight here on this menu. Just note that it actually slows down when you're zoomed in currently. So if you want it to speed up, obviously you have to raise your sensitivity. If you want it slower, then obviously you have to slow it down. You can have it faster than your hipfire, slower. So this is, again, all personal preference, because everyone watching this guide is really using different sensitivities on PC and obviously a controller. Use what will help you personally to control the recoil. So I'm just going to talk very high level, high versus low. It has its own pros and cons and requires obviously its own videos, but some basics to remember. Running high sensitivity requires finer movement, is obviously harder to control, but can help with fast reactions that are needed, and also faster movement like a recoil pattern. Lower sensitivities require longer movement, but will help with precision. On controller, this will obviously hurt you a bit more because your target acquisition when you want to get to someone is going to take a lot longer, and that kind of hurts your reaction time. So my quick advice, find comfort. You want to maintain speed in long gaming sessions without sacrificing your movement. You can always adjust sights if you prefer, depending on your intended goal. My quickest example would be sniping. Maybe you don't want that fast movement, you want it to be refined, so you change it for a scope. Obviously, stick with the sensitivity for a while so you can develop strong motor skills. It's okay to make a sensitivity change if you understand mentally while you're doing so. Your journey through aim is going to be different than others, and that is okay. Let's say you used a super fast sensitivity but found that your hand hurt after a long gaming session, so you decide to slow it down. You can do vice versa. Let's say you had a lower sensitivity and help with precision, but your shoulder blade started to hurt. So, just examples. In today's tutorial and exercises, I'm matching my sensitivity to my hipfire, as this is the setting I currently utilize. Now onto field of view, a brief explanation. This is important to understand as it will carry onto all of my guides as well. Apex Legends applies your base FOV when you aim down sight and scales it. Some games allow you to turn that off and there's just a dead set FOV, such as Battlefield, where you can turn off FOV and it stays super zoomed in despite your hipfire FOV. Of course, FOV, if you're not aware, stands for field of view. For you to control your recoil, you must understand that the recoil pattern in Apex Legends does not change. Here's an example. I'm going to use the holo zoomed in at 2x so you can see this better. Notice that the spray is always the same for the R99. Now to apply the logic of FOV, I'm going to showcase high FOV ADS with a 2x zoomed in, just so you can see the recoil pattern better. Now I'm going to go to my settings afterwards and do low FOV from the same spot with a 2x zoomed in. Notice right off the bat that the recoil pattern seems larger from the low FOV, like there's more recoil, but there's not. The space in which the recoil pattern is taking is the same. It does not change. So where I'm shooting, what you see, the recoil pattern stops at the very top of the recoil pattern at the same spot. You're just more zoomed in. So here's a really quick example visually so you understand. Imagine you have a camera. It has a zoom feature and your friend is waving super far away. But you zoom into him and now he seems larger. His movement seems bigger and he seems to be moving faster whenever you're trying to keep focus on him with that camera. This is FOV and its impact. So the next question I always hear is, what FOV is best? Well, unfortunately, there's always pros and cons. There's not a perfect scenario. High FOV makes objects appear smaller. Other objects appear to move slower. It makes you appear to move faster. You can visually see more around you, which is also a big plus of high FOV. Low FOV makes objects appear larger, meaning obviously maybe easier to hit. Other objects appear to move faster because you're more zoomed in, and it makes you look like you're moving slower when in reality you're not. You can visually see less around you, which is a detriment if you're trying to see multiple targets. So unfortunately, the compromise between these two, and it's why people use stretch resolution, is they get the best of both worlds. You see larger targets and you see more around you. The sacrifice for stretch res, it looks awful. So there's not a perfect world. You're just going to have to ask yourself, what do you prefer and what is going to be best for you? I personally run max FOV and Apex to see what's going on around me. The next question you may have, what is better for aiming and recoil control? Well, that's really subjective to the person. Are you running a high sensitivity? If so, perhaps a high FOV so what appears on screen matches your movement. Running a low one, maybe a low FOV so it matches more what appears on screen as well. This is all visual stimuli and no one can have the answer but you because you got to match visually what you see to your brain. So obviously, again, high sensitivity, small movements, low sensitivity, big movements. Matched on screen, perhaps it looks like there's bigger movement because of low FOV and high FOV, it looks like there's smaller movements. Kind of tie the two together. Hopefully that makes sense. But remember, recoil pattern does not change. Okay, now that we got that concept down of the recoil pattern not changing, FOV, and some basic sensitivity reminders, let's talk nitty gritty about the R99 recoil pattern. Currently, I'm using a 2x zoomed in, so you can visually see the recoil and a full mag without the barrel. Mag size does not change the recoil pattern as a whole, it just cuts it off at a certain bullet count. So I'm going to use the largest mag so you can learn the whole pattern, and just remember, smaller mags obviously cut it off at an earlier point. What you're seeing is my preferred FOV, which is max, and I match my sensitivity to my hip fire, which is 13.5 per 360. The various barrels do lower the vertical and horizontal recoil kick of the gun. Just know that the pattern remains the same. I recommend learning the pattern without the barrel as it's the hardest. So let's fire away here at full speed. Now let's break it down again in slow motion, and we'll play it in loops and freeze frame as needed. Notice right away that the recoil kicks up immediately. Then it goes to the right. Then you see it here go to the left. And then recoil stops kicking up as much and does a quick right, left, right. That horizontal at the end is the tricky part at range because horizontal is a real pain to control. There are obviously ways to control this. So the most obvious, you pull down the required amount depending on your sensitivity. Then you pull left because you're pulling opposite the direction of the recoil to center it. Then right. Then you're going to stop pulling down as much. Then do a quick left, right, left to mirror the pattern, to go opposite of it. This is what you want to do when you're standing still, right? This is your movement. This is your pattern when you're controlling it based on your hand. There's another way to control this. You can do it with your basic movement. And of course, you can always mirror the two together as you start to really practice and nail this down. So let's say you started shooting your gun. You can move left, but keep your crosshair center and control the recoil downwards. And then you move right. You can move left, then right, then do a quick left, right at the end to counter the recoil. Obviously, in a fight, you want to keep moving because a target standing still is a dead target. In ranked, hard peeking corner and controlling angles means that you're not going to be moving as much. You don't want to put yourself like right out in the open and just start, trying to strafe somebody because, obviously that may not be the best decision. So you have to make the decision whether or not you're going to control the pattern based on some movement. Maybe you're in a 1v1 situation, or you're going to control the pattern by trying to rail somebody from a distance. It kind of depends on you, but I recommend practicing both of these. Because remember, no matter the sensitivity as well, as you are further away, the movement required to control the sensitivity is actually less than you think. Just because a gun kicks a ton does not mean it requires insane movement. All right? Just to kind of reiterate that again. Because a target is further away, the gun looks like it kicks a lot, but in reality, you're making small refined movements to make the adjustment to hit a target further and further away. All right, hopefully that kind of stuck. But remember, to keep your hand fluid and relaxed when controlling recoil. I know some people will really tense up and they think it's really helping, but in the long run, it's only going to hurt you because one, tension causes fatigue and obviously can cause problems within your hand or arm. Two, because the movement produced by the gun is obviously fluid, so you have to match the fluid movement. It may seem counterintuitive to say, but tension obviously creates speed and momentum, so you really have to find this balance, and this is kind of hard to do. And as you start to practice, you'll get your groove. Sometimes I recommend listening to chill music, or even if it's good, like pumped up music to really get you in the zone. The idea is to get you into that zone, which we can cover in another video, what it means to be in the zone. Just don't death grip the mouse, don't death grip the trigger on the controller, because if tension is too high, then your movement's going to be jerky and you can't keep up speed when you're trying to track. So now let's just do some quick exercises. First, we're going to pick a preferred sight. What I like to do when shooting these target dummies is I like to use the platforms as gauges of distance. I use the first one here to practice a recoil based on landing pad. So the first one is obviously my close range. And then I have my mid range. We'll showcase that. And then long range. So then also what I do is you go super above long range here. This is obviously the hardest one. You probably won't be able to one mag somebody, unfortunately, and it's really, really difficult to actually really get this type of shot. But ideally what you want to do just for a little while, take 5 minutes per range to really let it set in. If you do this over the course of a few days, maybe like 5 days or a week, don't do more than 5 minutes. You don't want to really tire yourself out. You don't want to hurt yourself. Remember to keep relaxed. And then over time, after that week, it's just going to be a warm-up. You'll know the gun. You know the pattern. Once you have it dead set, then you're pretty much good to go. Of course, step further is to practice the recoil while the target is moving. I recommend going to the top and doing this and standing further back. No reason to be up close, because at that point, there's really no recoil to really control once you've already mastered it at this point. It's going to really take some time. So don't get discouraged, or don't get down if it does not go the way you want, especially if you're, one-magging people in the test range, and it doesn't happen when you're actually in game. Currently in the test range, it's a stress-free environment. You can think clearly. Under pressure, you become clouded and you go back to bad habits. So the solution, practice until you build confidence and you feel it in game. Obviously, more games, actually playing builds confidence, right? That's the ideal situation. Practice is there to help reassure you that you can do this and you have put in the work. Give everything time and you're going to succeed. I promise you. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Thank you so much again, guys, for taking the time to watch. This is my first guide, so I'm only going to get better from here. I plan on covering the R301. That's definitely going to be the gun for next week. We're going to cover the flatline. The easier one is obviously the alternator. We're going to cover the RE45 because I see people always fail when they pick up that gun. We're going to cover the Devotion even though it's a box weapon. We're going to cover the Havoc even though they nerfed it and it's easier to use. And then we're going to cover the dreaded L-Star to see how we can help people master that weapon because it's really, really difficult to use. Either way, thank you guys so much. There's also going to be gameplay on this channel. For Apex, it's probably going to be released next week, so look forward to grinding out. Definitely want to reach master rank this season and do a lot better. And thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.